I never understand the people who say they really like watching the Transformers movies. With their abysmal plots, terrible characters, and action that is so mushy and blended together you can't tell who's fighting who and who's on what side. The common thing I see from people who like those movies is like, well, I just want to watch a movie with robots beating the shit out of each other. Like, I don't want to worry about like plot so much. I just want to enjoy some mindless action. And to which I reply, yeah. You can do that, but there are a lot better films than Transformers to waste your time doing that on. Pacific Rim is one of those movies. It's a film that is kind of in the style of those big like robot fighting animes like Gundam or Evangelion, and it actually worked out well for me because I had just recently went on a huge kind of watching binge of Evangelion, mainly because I had never seen it before and it came highly recommended. And it was fun! And then it wasn't. And then it scarred me for life, but that's besides the point. Basically, there are these monsters living in the core of the Earth called Kavu, I think it's something like that. And they're basically tearing the world asunder, and so the world has come together and created these giant like war mechs called Jaegers to take on the monsters and save the day. The main character is an American pilot called Raleigh, who was a very good Jaeger pilot, but when he lost his brother in an accident, it kind of scarred him, but 5 years later they brought him back because they really have no one else, and the program's being kind of neglected for a wall option that really doesn't work. I don't really understand what the point of that plot was. Like, they decided instead of the mechs, we're just going to build the giant wall that the monsters can easily break through. I don't get it. Now, the mechs are partnered by two people. They have to have two pilots because they have to have a mental link with the machine, and one mind with the machine is just, it's too much to handle. So one pilot handles the left half, one pilot handles the right half. It's established very early on how that works. And I think it works very well. One thing I like about this movie is that it's not just America. You know, it's not America, you know, basically kicking ass and, you know, everybody else just kind of like, you know, this is very much a global effort. You got Chinese, you got the Russians, you got the Australians, you know, you got a Japanese pilot, you've got the head of the whole thing is a Brit. The action is mindless, but it's not terribly mindless in that I can easily tell what's going on. All the Jaegers have distinct appearances. I can tell all of them apart from each other. I know which one's piloted by which nation. At no point is it ever just a mesh of gunmetal gray upon gunmetal gray. You know, every single one of the monsters each also has their own distinct appearance. And it's mindless, but it never gets to the point where it's just confusing. You know more or less what's going on. You can tell what's happening, which is great for viewing pleasure. Acting-wise, I mean, there are not really any phenomenal performances in this film. Basically, they all just kind of get the job done. Idris Elba and Ron Perlman probably give the better performances of the entire movie. Ron Perlman specifically playing a American black market dealer. He's got bling all over the place. I get the feeling that was kind of his decision on that, to make his character like that. I don't really know. As for the main actor, I feel like the only reason they got him was because Sam Worthington wasn't available, but he got the job done. He wasn't amazing, but he got the job done. What I liked about this film is that the Japanese actress, I don't remember the actress's name, but the character was Mako, and, you know, she's basically brought in as kind of like the partner for Raleigh, for the main character, to kind of replace his brother. And what I loved about it was that when she told him about her record, like, you know, her practice record, like 51 current kills, he's not intimidated by it. He's not, like, ashamed or anything. He's not, like, pompous or, like, pouty or be like, oh, that's nothing. His immediate reaction is 51 kills? Seriously? Yes. I want you riding with me. He never demeans her or anything like that. He is the first one, actually, to really see her potential and to, like, first, like, you know, this girl's good. We need to get her in the max. And the whole movie's like that. Seriously, I never once felt like the movie was at any point being racist, sexist, or derogatory in any way. Everybody was like on equal footing. There was no one nation's better than the other. I mean, the Australian pilot, yeah, he's a bit of a dick, but it's more because, you know, he feels like Raleigh is more of like a has-been and Mako is a rookie. It's just because she's a rookie, not necessarily because she's a girl. He does call her a bitch at one point, but that is easily rectified when Raleigh proceeds to beat the crap out of him. But it's a level of respect that you feel. Like, it's not necessarily like, it's not a romantic link, although there is a little bit of romance kind of subtext in there, but it's not overplayed. They never kiss, nothing like that. It's very, very subtle. It's more of a relationship built off mutual respect and admiration for each other, and that's great. That's really good. And it's even better when you have a lead actress that is not used as like a sex symbol. The most skin you see on her is when she wears a tank top for all of 2 minutes. Del Toro is not Megan Foxing her, is what I'm getting at here. Like, he's not like putting her up as like, oh hey, Japanese chick, that's nice. No, he treats her with respect, and the movie treats her with respect. And the character that almost kind of steals the whole movie is Charlie Day's character. Charlie Day plays like a scientist that is trying to, you know, get into the mind of one of the monsters and like trying to like make a mental connection. And I love this character because they took what would have normally been a very irritatingly annoying character and made him not only not annoying, but basically made him the hero of the entire movie. It was a Shia LaBeouf kind of character, but nowhere near as bad as Shia LaBeouf, and who actually served a purpose in the film, as opposed to Shia LaBeouf just sitting around and whining for 3 movies. And he's not just comic relief. Like, there are moments where he's absolutely serious. There are moments where his life is in peril. Like, he's face to face with a couple of these monsters, and I love it because the comic relief is not just comic relief. Like, there's depth to him. Shallow depth, but it's still depth nonetheless. At the same time, though, even though I praise the film of being, like, multicultural, like, not just focusing on America or one specific nation, I do wish they had kind of fleshed the characters out a little bit. The Chinese and the Russian pilots get barely any screen time and hardly any lines, and I kind of wish they had more to do, considering there's only 4 bots, there's only 4, like, mechs, the Jaegers in the entire film, and there are 2 of them. I have a feeling there's some deleted scenes laying around somewhere of the gang like just playing poker at some point with them having more dialogue. I hope that's the case. I'm sure when the DVD comes out we'll know for sure, but yeah, I really wish they had kind of done more with them. The film in general kind of feels like they could have done more with it. Like, we got the most basic of plots and the most basic of characters, but I felt like they really could have been developed a lot more, and I have the feeling Del Toro wanted to develop them a lot more, but the executives were like, no, we gotta keep this in like 2 hours. Even though they're not opposed to Transformers being 3.5. Bottom line, Pacific Rim is like a Transformers movie if the director actually gave a damn about what he was making, if the writer actually gave a damn about what he was writing, and the people doing the special effects actually gave a damn to make it watchable. It's Transformers with effort is what I'm getting at here. Del Toro clearly cares about this movie and really wanted to make it great. And the writer really wanted to make it great, and the actors involved wanted to make it great. And it is really good. It's not the winner of the year. The story is not going to blow you away. It's, again, the most basic of plots and the most basic of characters. But it's a action movie that delivers on the action and has some definite depth to it. I wish they had done more depth, but we'll take what we can get. Would I recommend seeing this movie? Absolutely. I would recommend seeing this movie over most other like mindless action flicks of the summer. Like, you definitely give this movie a watch. I absolutely think you should give this movie a watch. It's an A-worthy, B-A-worthy film. So that's my thought on Pacific Rim. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, a favorite, subscribe to the channel, post it on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Reddit, something awful, spray paint on buildings, make a flag of it, get it tattooed in your forearm, get it branded into your forehead. This is SickSlickProductions saying keep the spirit of the movies alive.